Once upon a time, in a charming village, nestled deep within the lush valleys of Nepal, there lived a young man named Rohan. Rohan was known throughout the village for his exceptional ability to stay calm and composed in even the most challenging situations. He appeared to be liberated from the clutches of emotions that troubled the hearts of others. The villagers often pondered the mystery behind Rohan's extraordinary emotional balance. They approached him one day and asked Rohan, "How do you manage to stay so impassive no matter what happens?" Rohan smiled gently and replied, "I will share my story and the teachings that have guided me on this path of emotional equilibrium." Many years ago, when Rohan was just a lad, he ventured deep into the forest surrounding his village. He wandered through the dense vegetation until he stumbled upon a secluded cave. Inside the cave, he discovered an aged monk meditating with his eyes closed. Rohan was curious and decided to wait quietly, observing the monk in meditation. Hours passed, and the monk finally opened his eyes. He looked at Rohan and said, "Young one, you seem troubled by the tempests of emotions that rage within you." Rohan nodded, his eyes reflecting his inner turmoil. "Yes, venerable monk, I find it challenging to control my emotions, especially in trying situations." The monk smiled kindly and invited Rohan to sit beside him. He began to impart his wisdom, teaching Rohan the art of emotional disengagement and the path to inner serenity. The monk introduced Rohan to the practice of mindfulness. He taught him to observe his thoughts and emotions without judgment, to simply acknowledge their presence and let them pass like clouds in the sky. Rohan diligently practiced mindfulness every day. He would sit under the shade of a Bodhi tree, focusing on his breath and the sensations within his body. Gradually, he learned to detach from his emotions, understanding that they were fleeting and not a genuine reflection of his inner self. As Rohan's mindfulness deepened, the monk shared the importance of empathy. He explained that being unemotional did not mean being cold or unfeeling. Instead, it meant responding to life's challenges with comprehension and affection. Rohan started to cultivate empathy for himself and others. He would assist his fellow villagers with their troubles, offering a sympathetic ear and a helping hand. This act of kindness brought him even closer to the people of the village, and his reputation as a sympathetic and unemotional young man continued to grow. Years passed, and Rohan had grown into a wise and tranquil young man. He had become a source of guidance for the villagers, helping them navigate the turbulent waters of their own emotions. He was often sought after for advice, and his words carried the weight of sagacity. One day, a great storm descended upon the village, devastating homes and crops. The villagers were devastated, and their emotions ran high. They turned to Rohan, expecting him to be shaken by the calamity. However, Rohan remained unwavering. He consoled the villagers and helped them rebuild their lives. He explained that while emotions were a natural part of human existence, it was possible to find inner peace by not clinging to them, by acknowledging their impermanence. Rohan's teachings spread beyond the village, reaching people far and wide. His story became a legend, and pilgrims came to the village seeking his guidance. Rohan, now an elderly man, continued to share his wisdom until the end of his days. In the end, Rohan demonstrated that the path to becoming unemotional was not about suppressing feelings, but about understanding them and responding with equanimity. His legacy lived on, reminding all that in the heart of Nepal, the secret to emotional balance lay in mindfulness, empathy, and the realization that emotions, like passing clouds, would eventually drift away. As the years went by, Rohan felt a calling within him to deepen his understanding of emotional disengagement and inner peace. He decided to embark on a journey to a distant monastery nestled high in the Himalayan mountains. The monastery was renowned for its teachings on the profound aspects of the mind and emotions. Rohan bid farewell to the villagers who had become like family to him and began his challenging trek. Through treacherous terrains and challenging weather, he reached the secluded monastery perched on the edge of a misty cliff. The monks there welcomed him warmly, sensing his earnest desire for knowledge. At the monastery, Rohan met a wise and humble master named Li. Master Li had spent a lifetime delving into the intricate workings of the human mind and emotions. He shared with Rohan the ancient teachings of the monastery, which went far deeper than anything he had encountered before. Under Master Li's guidance, Rohan delved into the teachings of Vipassana meditation and the intricate philosophy of the mind. He learned that becoming unemotional did not mean numbing one's feelings, but rather understanding the root causes of suffering and transcending them. Rohan's days were filled with meditation, contemplation, and insightful discussions with the monks. He began to explore the depths of his own consciousness, confronting the emotions he had suppressed or ignored. With Master Li's guidance, Rohan unearthed long-buried fears, insecurities, and attachments. As he faced these emotions head-on, Rohan realized that true emotional balance required not just detachment, but also a profound understanding of the self. He discovered that by acknowledging and accepting his own emotions, he could help others navigate their own emotional landscapes with greater wisdom and compassion. After several years of intensive study and meditation, Rohan felt that he had acquired a deeper understanding of the human mind and emotions. He knew it was time to return to his village and share the wisdom he had gained. Upon his return, the villagers noticed a transformation in Rohan. He radiated a sense of peace and clarity that was palpable. They gathered around him, eager to hear about his journey and the teachings he had received. Rohan shared his experiences and the profound lessons he had learned at the distant monastery. He taught the villagers the importance of self-awareness, empathy, and understanding in achieving emotional balance. The village, already familiar with his wisdom, embraced these teachings wholeheartedly. Over the years, the village became a haven of emotional resilience and wisdom. The villagers, inspired by Rohan's journey, learned to confront their own emotions and respond to life's challenges with equanimity. The ripple effect of Rohan's teachings spread far and wide, touching the lives of countless individuals who sought the path to emotional mastery. As Rohan grew older, he continued to guide and inspire the villagers and anyone who came seeking his wisdom. His legacy became a beacon of hope and transformation in Nepal and beyond. In the end, Rohan's story taught the world that becoming unemotional did not mean denying one's humanity or suppressing emotions. Instead, it meant understanding the profound nature of emotions, embracing them with empathy, and using that understanding to navigate the ever-changing currents of life with grace and wisdom. The passage of time was inevitable, and Rohan's body began to show signs of age. One crisp morning, as the sun cast a golden hue upon the village, Rohan gathered the villagers under the same Bodhi tree where he had first learned about emotional balance from Master Li. He looked at them with eyes filled with serenity and said, "My dear friends, my time in this world is coming to an end. I have shared with you all that I have learned, and it warms my heart to see the wisdom you have embraced." Tears welled up in the eyes of the villagers as they realized that their beloved Rohan's time among them was drawing to a close. Rohan continued, "Remember that the path to emotional balance and inner peace is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. Embrace your emotions, for they are the threads that weave the tapestry of your existence, and through understanding and empathy, you can find the equanimity you seek." With those final words, Rohan closed his eyes, and a serene smile graced his face. He took his last breath, and a profound stillness enveloped the village. The villagers, grief-stricken yet reverent, knew that Rohan had transcended the earthly realm. His spirit, now a part of the very essence of the village. Rohan's passing marked the beginning of a new chapter in the village's history. They continued to follow his teachings, practicing mindfulness, empathy, and self-awareness. Rohan's spirit seemed to linger in the rustling leaves of the Bodhi tree, in the flowing waters of the nearby river, and in the hearts of the villagers who had been touched by his wisdom. Word of Rohan's life and teachings spread far beyond the boundaries of the village. Pilgrims and seekers from distant lands made their way to the village to pay homage to the man who had achieved the elusive state of being unemotional through understanding and empathy. The village became a center of learning, attracting scholars, monks, and philosophers who sought to understand the secrets of emotional mastery. Rohan's wisdom continued to ripple out into the world, inspiring countless individuals to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery and emotional balance. Generations passed, and the village itself underwent transformations, yet the legacy of Rohan endured. His story was told around campfires, in temples, and in the hearts of those who sought a path to inner peace. The village thrived not only as a place of natural beauty, but also as a sanctuary for the soul. In the heart of Nepal, the story of Rohan, the unemotional sage, lived on as a timeless parable. It taught people that the true path to emotional balance lay not in the suppression of feelings, but in their understanding and empathetic embrace. Rohan's legacy reminded all that, like the eternal Himalayan mountains, the human spirit could achieve great heights of emotional wisdom and serenity through the practices of mindfulness, empathy, and self-awareness.